Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Ram Hare Krishna. We are today Prabhuji is having Bhagavatam class, so we will not have first session. We will directly have Prabhupada purport reading. So here we are saying this incident that happened in Brahma's life. Brahma then gave birth to demons from his buttocks, and they were very fond of sex. Because they were too lustful, they approached him for copulation. And Prabhupada written, sex life is a background of material existence. Here also it is repeated that demons were very fond of sex life. The more one is free from this desire for sex, the more he is promoted to the level of demigods. And more one is inclined to sex enjoyment, the more he is degraded to level of demonic life. What happens is in the sex life, the bodily conception increases very strongly. Why this is considered very strong is there is a strong desire to the identification with the body becomes very strong, because that is the time person when he is enjoying sex there is an intense absorption in body. That is the main problem there. He is identity, and now what happens is then there is an intense absorption to come out of it. So if you see how Brahma created this ignorance, 5 levels of ignorance, it started with that only. So he has tamaha, so andata mishra, tamishra, moha, mahamoha. So he started with tamishra and then andata mishra. Moha, mahamoha, these are all identification with the body very strongly. And in when a person is engaged in the sex life, his absorption in the body becomes very, very strong. And then what happens is then there is some byproducts, and then the absorption becomes much more stronger. He starts identifying with the children, and then because he wanted to enjoy, uh, there is some result also not. And then it continues. Even now, in much more grosser people say, oh, they were not interested in their children and all. It is not actually detachment. People are throwing their children in the dustbins as soon as they are born. That is, or they are killing in the womb. And recently, one of my friend he does so much of this social service, and he takes care of some orphan houses and all. So in front of behind one orphan house, they put small 1 day old child like that. So this fellow is fortunate. At least he was not killed in the womb. Now they are much more demonic. They are much more gross. And but here, some of them they sell also. People eat like they are like rakshasas. They eat humans. Here, the sex life is in metal existence. Basically, it's an intense absorption in the one's own body, and to come out of it is that moha and mahamoha, that category. So it's very difficult. The more one is inclined to sex enjoyment, the more he is degraded to the level of demoniac life. That's how it is. The worshipable Brahma first. Now, how this tendency comes, that is also very important to understand. We will just discuss on that. The worshipful Brahma first laughed at their stupidity, but finding the shameless Asuras close upon him, he grew indignant and ran in great haste out of fear. Sexually inclined demons have no respect even for their father, and the best policy for a saintly father like Brahma is to leave such a demonic sons. And then he approached the personality of Godhead who bestows all. So here we see that he has taken shelter of Supreme Lord. That's actually what happens to any situations, because Brahma is a devotee, just took it, is creating a situation and which is troubling him. And it happens for everybody in this material creation is like that. Even Brahma is not spared, he is Vidata. For him also, even though it is all controller, he is only doing, but he cannot control. Maya Dekshena Prakriti. Krishna is telling, unfortunately, this material world, it works only under control of Krishna, not even Brahma. And here that is clear. Brahma is approaching Supreme Lord. Now, what happens is somebody who is, then we can say, "Arre, this tendency is by Lord only, na? If Lord, we are discussing example like in a mango, if there is no pleasure in mango, Lord did not give any pleasure in mango, then I will never get desire to enjoy mango, right? If I am getting, because there is pleasure in mango, I am getting pleasure in eating. If Lord did not create the attraction between male and male, female and female, then where is a possibility of a living entity getting attracted in this form? Because he created that attraction, that's why they are attracted. So the inclination is there. Like if there are so many other wild fruits which we see, we will not get attracted because Lord did not give, uh, He did not match our senses with that fruit. That fruit will be liked by some other animals or some other birds or somebody, some things will eat, ants or some insects. But for humans, it is not matching. So, Lord, the senses and the sense objects, the matching is properly done so that we perfectly get attached to this material world. So, He has made a perfect senses in such a way that they completely get attached to the sense objects. Now, the question may come, why did Lord create this, first of all? If He did not create the attraction between male and male, there is no possibility of it, right? So the thing was created by Lord only. So why did He do it? So that is a question we can ask. Now the point is that the living entity is ha- given that freedom to enjoy in this material world, and all the permutation combinations of our enjoyment is within 84 lakh species only. Means our range of thinking and desiring is within this. I cannot think beyond this. That much only I have capacity. That's why only that much species are there. Why not 90 lakh species? Because our image means I have to desire to get some body, right? If I am not able to desire, why will I get body? So my desiring capacity is that much only. I can imagine within 84 lakh species. That's all. And another is like it is the mercy of Lord He has provided. And what happens is very important is living entity can get degraded to what extent, and he can be elevated to what extent. So extremes are also decided. The highest extreme a living entity can get elevated, he can become a gopi and experience Madhurya Bhav, where Krishna feels obliged to that living entity. Krishna says, "Oh, na pareham, I cannot repay the debt for the gopis." So the Supreme Almighty Lord, who is the creator of all these universes and the spiritual everything, he is feeling indebted. So that much living entity can uh, be elevated highest of the highest levels, and what level he can be degraded, and this is the lowest of the low, where he is really. So what happens is, if this is on a philosophical level, but if more we take on a gross level, in a psychological level, what happens is, if some person is want to enjoy, there they want to serve, that's why they are in the spiritual world. But if somebody want to enjoy, so we'll try to write for you something here. So here, living entity. So the living entity want to enjoy and want to serve. So the point here is that this is a living entity is given freedom. So now he has to use his freedom. If he want to enjoy, he sent to material world. This is he will be in Vaikunta or Goloka. But now he want to enjoy. Now this freedom, na, it can go to all, this extreme. He can serve, he can go to Goloka, Vaikunta, and where he can become an eternal associate and almost equal to Supreme Lord in terms of Lord feels, no, I am not different from my devotees. So that extent he can reach. And now in the material world, he want to enjoy. And he can enjoy means to what extent he can degrade. So that is also another thing that happens. To what extent he can be degraded. And this is because of the freedom Lord gave. So he has given that ability for a living entity to go to, like we have this pendulum, right? So pendulum can go to any extent, any extreme. So two extremes, enjoy, so so this is Brahman. So living entity can go to any extent. And this is actually what happens. So this is one extreme of going to spiritual world and serve, and this is another extreme of enjoyment. And this another extreme of enjoyment, as in the human species, this is actually what happens. So this is on a uh, philosophical level. Now, psychologically, why this happens, why there is homosexuality or these things, why it is happening is because what happens, living entity he is enjoying, his desire to enjoy becomes very strong, and samskaras are there. Say, if a man is attached to a woman, or a woman is attached to man, and because they are so much attached and they want to enjoy, uh, man attached to, so he is attached to woman. So because of his attachment, and he's attached to men, and also he wanted to, there is physical attachment also and emotional also. Physical attachment. So physical attachment means he want to enjoy the body. So now what happens in next life? He gets a body of a human because of this attachment. MM Bhav is Manam Bhav. So body of woman. Next life. Now what happens, because it's generally after some age, say after 50, then this attachment goes away on a physical level. He is already satisfied with his so-called desires to enjoy all these things. But now that is not happening. After 50 also they are continuing 60, 70. So they physically want to enjoy. And but they are attached to women. They want to enjoy. They get a body of women. But unfortunately the attachment also remains. The sanskaras becomes very strong. They carry to the next body also. So they get a body of women, but attachment continues. So that's why they don't get attracted to, they are attracted to female. Same thing with women also. So they are attached to men and they are attached to enjoy also. And they both will continue next life. The capability of a man, and then they are attached to the female form. And that's that means this is on a uh, that was philosophical level, this is psychological level. This is how the living entities they acquire these things. Now, because so much perversion, this is only reason is the intense enjoyment. It is not now. It is from many. So now what happens is in the beginning of creation when Brahma is creating. So these living entities who die now, what will happen to them? They are born again. This means this demonic mentality is born again with that same demonic mentality. What is demonic mentality? Is any mentality to enjoy independent of Lord is demonic mentality. There is enjoyment in this world. One is legal and one is illegal. So both are there in this world. Legal enjoyment, illegal. Legal enjoyment is according to Vedas. This is just do it. So this is so if we do legal enjoyment, then we can be elevated to heavenly planets, and slowly, person's heart will change if he gets association of devotee. Fortunately, many saintly peoples visit to pious people. They are in the heavenly planets also, and because of their attachment, he will be elevated Janaloka, Maharloka, and he can go to, or if you get devotee. But in general, most of the living entities, of course, Kali Yuga, they're trying to enjoy illegally. And because of this, they get this type of perversion. So all this illegal enjoyment this is demoniac. So, and this will lead to all these things, animal bodies and the bodies which are attracted to same type of gender. All these things is because of demonic mentality. So that's why when Brahma is creating, he created all these demons again because that living entities are there. There is no option for him. He cannot say, I'll create only one. All living entities he has to create. So he created Exas and Rakshas. Their demonic mentality is different. And then he created this demonic mentality also. They are already there. You just have to bring them there, this world. And he has to balance. Balance in the sense, like whenever, like when Parashar Muni said, I'll kill all Rakshasas because they killed my father. Then the great sages come and say, no, the species should also be there. Then Janmajaya, he decided to kill all the snakes because Takshaka killed his father. He didn't kill, but he apparently burned the body because before that only Parikshit Mara left. Now, when he wanted to finish everything, then again the sage comes in, no. Snakes should also be there. Why they should be there? Because that mentality is there for the living entity. So Lord Brahma is facilitating that mentality. So this demonic mentality, Lord has to facilitate. Lord Brahma is facilitating. So this is the point here. So why they become is one is philosophical and psychological. Both reasons we have seen. What happens in the psychology. And now it is right or wrong for people who are having demonic mentality. Another problem. So now we'll come to social problem, social level. What is in the social level acceptance? Now what is happening is the this is on a yeah. Dhruv Maharaj want to kill the Yakshas. Thank you. Yeah, this is there. So this is on a philosophical level, and this is on a psychology. And now we'll see on a social level. So what is happening social level? Na? There is acceptance, wide acceptance nowadays. Why this is happening? This is important to know. Why it was not accepted in previous ages. Even church also it does not agree marriage between same gender. Now even church also don't accept and Islam or any of the religions, they don't accept. Why don't they accept, and why the court is accepting? So, general, the governments, they are giving now, allowing it. In many of the countries, it is becoming legal. Now, what is happening socially, because we don't have uh, any standard. So they say the rules that governments are making, they don't have any standard on what basis they make the rules. Any country, their constitution is made. Like I am making, okay. Now, previously, we don't have standard because previously it was Vedas or church, where they have Bible as a standard or Quran as a standard, or some now even like in the Islamic countries they want Sharia law. Sharia is based on the Quran or whatever the holy books they have. Same thing in the previous ages before French Revolution, it was church which was controlling the state. After French Revolution, whole world got destroyed. That is the first revolution, which is after the Dark Ages and Industrial Revolution. It started as French Revolution, the most famous revolution. After that, Russian Revolution and American Revolution. So many things happened. But it was French Revolution, and where till that time, church was actually controlling the state. And same thing in India, if you see, the Brahmanas were actually guiding the Kshatriyas. So there was some standard, and the scriptures are standard. Scriptures were standard. So scriptures are considered absolute. So you cannot question the scriptures, they are absolute. Whatever they say, you have to follow. No, Apaurusha, Vedas are called Apaurusha. There is no flaw in it. You have to comprehend or to uh, try to understand, either comprehend, or you have to see how it is. With the help of Brahmanas and some great learned people, they used to generally guide the society. So this is what is right, this is what is wrong. So there is some absolute standard, and according to Shastra, this is very clear. This is wrong, this is right. Now, when you don't follow any absolute standard, then all the standards become what? Relative standard. So this is actually what is happening to the world. So people say, oh, it's all relative. Yes. So now, because there is no standard on a social level, it is all relative. And this is the problem in the present society. People think, oh, everything is relative. So I like, that means it is right. Or if few people come together and say, okay, abortion is right, kill the child in the womb. Yeah, right. You can change the law. Because it's not based on any standard, absolute, only Veda. So Manu Samhita and all these things. There is an absolute law also. This is right, this is wrong. And of course, there are some provisions of concession here, there. But in general, they know what is right, what is wrong. But now it is not happening. So we have discussed the same issue on a psychological level, social level, and spiritual, on a philosophical level. Three levels we have discussed why this happens. Any questions, comments on it? We'll go further. Next. It's clear. Right? Lord Brahma opposed the Lord, addressed him this: My Lord, please protect me from these sinful demons who created by me under your order. They are infuriated by an appetite of sex and have come to attack me. So this is actually what Brahma is praying. And he don't have full control on creation. He can create, but there are some forces which are beyond his control, even Brahma. That's why Madhu demon comes and steals Vedas from Brahma's intelligence. That is like first cyber crime. you are you are stealing everything from the intelligence, which is much more subtler. So now also people try to steal something from hard disk and our computers and all. So it appears here that the homosexual appetite of male for each other is created in this episode of the creation of demons by Brahma. In other words, the homosexual appetite of man for another man is demonic and is not for any sane male in the ordinary course of life. It is very clear. And it is not that now it is in now people are becoming more gross. The tendency is increasing more because they're dying like that. They're dying with that attachment. They're born with that same type of uh, same type of mentality. That is a main problem because now things are more gross. It is becoming more and more, but it is there from the beginning of creation only. That type of mentality. My Lord, you are the only one capable of ending the affliction of the distress and inflicting agony on those who never resort to your feet. Now he is helpful. As a Paramatma, he is neutral only, Lord. So we'll see what Prabhupada writes the word. Kleshadastesham anasanam padam svabha indicate that the Lord has two concerns. The first is to give protection to persons who take shelter of his lotus feet, and the second is to give trouble to those who are always demonic and who are inimical towards the Lord. Maya's function is to give affliction to the non-devotees. Here Brahma said, you are the protector of surrender souls. Therefore I surrender unto you. Please give me protection for these demons. So Lord is neutral. So the punishment is given by material nature based on their activities. It's not happening that Lord is forcefully giving. They are creating their own karma. Lord need not give anything. You just have to create the system and everything falls in the system. So, like say, he made the system that fire burns, and if I keep my hand in it and it is burning, then who is at fault? I am at fault because it is burning. I should not keep my hand. So, Lord created a system that fire burns. If I am doing it, if I am putting my hand, then I cannot blame Lord. Why did you burn my hand? You kept your hand in fire, and how can you say it is my fault? Like Lord created a system. If you the smoke so much, you get cancer. If you drink alcohol, you get cirrhosis. Now, if a person is drinking and he is smoking, he cannot blame Lord for why I got cancer, why I got no this cirrhosis and disease and all. Because the Lord said, "Arey, you broke the law. You should live properly. If you are breaking, then you have to pay for it. That's all, fine." So he did not create, he's not giving agony. He's created a system in such a way, if somebody have a demonic mentality, he ends up in agony. That's the system he created. So, afflicting distress and inflicting agony on those who never restore to your lotus feet, in the sense they have a demonic mentality. That's basically, it's a self-service. Nobody creates trouble to anyone. They create for themselves. This is the formula. When and there is a sage who told his disciple to make fire for cooking for some sacrifice. This because it was very heavily raining, like the season we have now, and because of which the boy tried, but fire was not coming. So he goes to his guru and says, "My dear guru, I am not able to kindle fire. So what should I do?" Guru was with some other things and he got little irritated. He said, "Okay, go to hell and get it." And the boy, he literally took it. He said, "Maybe I should really go to hell." And he goes to hell. And Emra sees him. Says, "What are you doing here?" He said, I just asked my guru told me to get fire from here. And here so much fire is burning. No? Can you just tell me how can I take?" Emra says, "Oh, but there is a problem. Here now, I don't kindle any fire. Everybody brings their own fire, self-service. This lust, greed, pride, anger, envy. They are actually the fire which is burning. People come with their own fire, self-service. And this is actually true. In this world, it's all self-service. People are burning themselves with all the things which they are having around. They need not get anything separately with all these demonic mentalities. Like we see that this demonic mentality is what is the trouble, what is the pain that is causing to living entities. And it's not Lord. The rule is like that. That's all. And but Krishna is telling Samoham Sarvabhuteshu Name Dveshtosti Napreha. I am actually equal. But ye bhajanti tu mam bhaktya. But somebody is worshipping me, I specially take care of them. So that is the point. So when Brahma is telling that you are you are you are the only one capable of ending the affliction of distress, who restore to your lotus feet, it means that for devotees, Lord gives a personal care and attention, not for the non-devotees. So, as a Paramatma, so this is very important. When there are two aspects of the Lord, when He is telling, even this shloka also, where He is telling that I am neutral. So, neutral and impartial. But this is as Paramatma. So, Upadrishta Anumanta, everybody, nobody will get any injustice. The laws are very perfect. But as Bhagavan, he is, as a Bhagavan, he shows special favor. Whoever comes to him and surrenders to him, he personal care. That's why there is no karma, because it's directly dealt with the Lord. Now there are so many planetaries that are working, the effect of moon, sun, do astrology work for devotees. Actually, if you take all the planetary systems, this is also another important thing we can know. Like all the planets, which all the grahas and all, planetary systems, they're all Supreme Lord only. If you go to astrology and try to understand what is Sun, so there is Sun planet, but Sun is also Krishna only. He comes as in the Surya Vamsha. So now if we are a normal person, then you are dealing with Sun God. But if I am becoming a devotee, then I am dealing with Krishna in the form of sun. So the planet sun's influence is there for us. Not that it does not, it goes away. But it is Krishna who is sun for us now. Moon is who? Moon is also Krishna. He is coming in the Vamsha of moon also. So that is also under his control. So it looks like that grahas has effect on us, but that grahas are not different from Krishna only. All the grahas are Krishna only. If we go in a deeper, in a higher level of astrology, all the grahas are Krishna only. That means it looks like first house there is Mars, who's a very quarrelsome person or something. The Mars is Krishna. So it looks like even the astrologer, if he sees that okay, these planets are influencing, but for the devotee, the planets are Krishna. It looks like planets are influencing. It's not that like say if there is if we are in the morning times there is Sattaguna. So because this is the influence of time. Will it influence devotees? Yes, it is influencing devotees. But it is Krishna who is influencing devotees. You are understanding the difference. So the system is not changing. What is changing is the person behind the system is changing. If I put my hand in fire, will the law of nature of fire burning affects me? It affects me. If I overeat food, will the system affect? It will affect. But here, it is Krishna who is in that system. That's why there is a difference. So when the grahas are very heavy, and it is apparently seen also that it is heavy. Yes, it is heavy, but it is Krishna who is heavy for us now. Now we need not separately do any Navagraha pujas. We can worship Krishna only because the Navagrahas are all The original deity of Navagraha is Krishna. That is like all the Vedas. Who is Vedas? Krishna is telling, I am the Vedas. Riksamajuravacha. I am only the Riksamajuravacha. Krishna is telling. So in that way, he is only the fire. Krishna is telling in no ninth chapter of Bhagavad Gita very clearly, I am the fire. I am the water. I am wind. I am this. I am this. So Krishna is clearly telling. So there is nothing to worry about separately. It is, there is a condition. Krishna is very, very conditional in many, especially when it comes as a Bhagavan form. Paramatma neutral. But as a Bhagavan, Ananyas Chintayanto Mam Yajana Paripashate Tesham Nityabhuktanam Yogakshemam. So that is very clear. So Ananyas Chintayanto Ma is the condition. And only Krishna. If in your house you have other photos of demigods, then Krishna will not much interfere in your life. He will say, first remove all the photos. No arati, no pujas for anybody else. Only for me. Because Tepi Anya Devata Bhakta, in the Krishna is telling that, te avidhi purvakam. And Tepi Mameva Konte. Even that worship you are doing to demigods, you are doing to me only, Krishna is telling. Any Navagraha puja or any puja, Krishna is telling you are doing, the puja is coming to me only, but it is coming avidhi purvakam. It is coming in a wrong way you are doing. It's not actually correct. So what Krishna is expecting is no other person should be there as our worshipable object. That's all. Even if we are going to some temple and we should ask for Krishna only. We should not take anything from anybody. When Ambarish Maharaj was praying, Lord Vishnu, he appears as Indra and he turns Garuda into Airavat. And he asks Lord, sorry, he asked Ambarish, oh, I am very pleased. You want any prediction from me? Ambarish Maharaj says, who are you? Get lost. I have nothing to do with you. Because even Indra comes and asks also, he said, I don't want anything from you. Then he converts himself into Lord Narayana. He says, Ambarish Maharaj, oh my Lord, I want, if you are giving, no problem, sir. But that person, I don't want to take anything. If we are having photos in your house of demigods and some agarbatti is offered, and puja is offered, and asking some independent of Krishna we are doing, then Krishna says, no, no, I will not interfere in your life. But you say, I don't know anybody, Krishna, I just know you. Then Krishna says, yes, then Yogaksham Vahamyam. I will take care. I am then manifesting as all the grahas. There is no grahas affecting you. So karma is not there in the sense because it's direct personal care of Lord. So this is actually what is to be understood. Not that the rules don't apply to us. Rules apply, but it applies through Krishna now. If Prime Minister's son and an ordinary person, both are having the rules that are there, they have to follow the rules. Traffic signal is there, they have to follow the traffic rules. If there are some rules in the country, they follow the rules. Both of them break, they they get punishment. But a prime minister's son is having special concessions because he's prime minister's son. So nobody touches him. No police officer, nobody will dare to even say anything. But prime minister came to know that his son is not following the rules. Then prime minister may personally punish him. This no, no food for you for half day because you have done something wrong. So, if Prime Minister is good and you want his son to be nice, he will take care that. But nobody, other people don't touch. They say big officers and all will say, okay, sir, will not do anything. Prime Minister will do. So similarly here, if we are breaking anything, no demigods, nobody will interfere. But Lord will personally take care. And their Prime Minister may not know because he is not omnipotent, omnipresent. But here Lord knows everything. So he will make sure that we get sufficiently rectified with something. So here the afflictions which are there, it is directly for the Lord. Any questions, comment on this? So there is a question in chat box. If Lord Shiva comes, who is considered as Vaishnava Yata Shambhu, Then if one does not respect him or thinks, I did not want anything to do with you, then that will be enough. No, in relation to Krishna only we have to worship. If you disrespect anyone, that is a punishment. And he's, uh, he's also Ishvara, he's a Supreme Lord in one way. We have to respect everyone. The respect is there. But in relation to Krishna, we should do. We should not worship independent of Krishna. That is the mistake people do. The demigod worship, we are respectful. If you are like Shiva is coming in front of you, you should offer obeisances full, offer prayers. You have to argya, padya, and everything we have to do to Lord Shiva. But we should know that he is a great devotee of Lord. He's serving the Lord. He is the one of the three main controlling deities of the universe. All these things. We should know his position and accordingly we worship. We don't ask anything for him, but we give respect. We take his blessings. It's like that. Yes, Shiv Kumar.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu, Dandavad Prabhu.
Then,
Prabhu, this on the topic of this demigods, Prabhu, one thing that I'm not able to understand, Prabhu, like in some cases I'm hearing from devotees that the Vastu or the other aspects are followed, looked at in the context of constructing a new temple, things like that, Prabhu, or some projects of ISKCON projects when it comes to up, there seems to be some consideration of these aspects, Prabhu. So, as an individual, we are hearing something, but as an institution, when it comes to the institution-related projects, we seem to be kind of following these things, Prabhu. How do we understand?
it's actually science, bro. It is created by Lord only. And it has an effect. Like say, if you are creating a house and based on the direction of sun, the sunlight comes into the house in proper time. And sunlight in the evening time, there is some sufficient sunlight. And uh, uh, similarly, when the wind flow should be proper, so it is very healthy for the person who is staying in the house. And this is the rule. The Vastu is basically to help a person to develop proper healthy body and healthy mind. Then there is everything proper. And because the directions, if there is proper, everything should be the rectangular, square, all the four directions of your land. Because every graha needs certain strength, but all the grahas are Krishna only. All the rules and all the system is Krishna only. Now, he only created it, so we should respect it as much as possible. But some now, Prabhupada got a what do you say, burial place. Means there where they display the dead bodies before burying into the crematorium. And Prabhupada made into altar and made a temple. So he didn't consider a Vastu that time because he wanted people to practice Krishna consciousness, and that's an opportunity. If you have some place in that area, people will come, they will practice, they will get elevated. Now, when there is a possibility of considering, we will consider because that's a system Lord created. But now Lord is giving me some place. We know that this place is there. Now Prabhupada knows this place is as such inauspicious. But you don't have any option. Lord gave that place only. You say, okay, Lord, surrender. You only gave this place. We'll worship there only. But if you give another place and proper, then we'll follow the rules and then we will do it. But Prabhupada didn't have any options only that time. Whatever come, he made it. Because he understood Krishna wanted. And because Krishna, there was one place it was haunted. And then devotee said, Prabhupada, it is haunted. Prabhupada said, okay, go and do kirtan and blow the shot. And they did it and finished. Even so, there were some subtle beings that are there. If you do according to Vastu Puja and all, you can free that place from these things. So we do it. But for us, na, Vastu Puja is Hare Krishna Mahamantra only. That is the point. If any Vastu dosha is there, what we should do? Chant Hare Krishna. If there is Vastu dosha, what we should do? You keep the deity of Radha Krishna in your house, do everyday Abhishekam, offer Aarti, do Kirtan. No Vastu influence will happen. Everybody is healthy. So the point is when they are making, the main principle for us is all the grahas, the energy and everything is Krishna only. So if he is influencing that way, we should accept it. But if you have an opportunity to make it right, you make it. So that it does not. Because the law is law only. It is applicable for everyone. But if Krishna is like, say, I want to preach in this area and there are so many devotees and I got a land, but according to Vastu, this direction should be small, this should be big, it's not a proper shape and all. If that is what Krishna gave, I'll accept it. I'll not go for Vastu then, because that's what Krishna gave. But if I have opportunity, I should go with the laws. We should properly follow it. But we should not. We are not more bothered about it. We are bothered about. We have faith on Krishna. He will take care. Whatever comes, he will take care.
Okay.
It is applicable for everyone. But only thing is, because it is Krishna only, we are not much worried.
Okay. So, Prabhu, and an extension, Prabhu, one follow-up question. Like, say, if the health is coming in the way of sadhana devotion for a devotee, and if there are some, say, sun, I'm hearing, is the presiding demigod for the health, Prabhu. So, but we say going to the sun demigod for fixing the health issues is something that would come in the way of faith itself. Is it, Prabhu? Is that's why we don't recommend that this thing for devotees? Like I'm asking in the context of what you discussed itself, Prabhu.
If you have sun issue, na, instead of worshipping Surya, worship Lord Ram. He's he's the presiding deity of sun for us.
Okay.
You worship Ram. If you have health issue and you say because of sun planet, who gives strength to sun planet? It is Lord Ram only. He is the presiding deity for us. Every graha, the presiding deity is one form of Vishnu only.
Okay.
If you want to worship, instead of worshipping Navagraha, you worship that form of Vishnu. Then it is pure devotion, no issues. Even if I have, I said, oh, my dear Lord, your son. So from you only the everything comes. So I am suffering with this disease, but I don't have any option. I cannot go to anybody. I'll come to you only. You worship Lord Ram. And if he wants, you will get cured. Lord feels, no. No need of this material world. You come to spiritual world. You will be get rid of some of the things. Change. Basically, the punishments in this world is not to give pain to us. The purpose of the punishment is to rectify our mentality. So this disease should be an opportunity for us to become closer to Krishna. So if you see the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita, what is it called in Sanskrit? Arjuna Vishada Yoga. See, even in Vishada also it's a yoga for Arjuna. Why? Because he came closer to Krishna, he surrendered to Krishna. That's why it became a yoga. It's not just Arjuna Vishada. It is an yoga also because he became closer. So for us also, it's same thing. For us also, any situation is opportunity to become closer to Krishna. I am getting suffering, pain, this health issues. Okay, become closer to Krishna. Rectify the mentality. Whether Krishna will cure it or not, it's a different issue. But for me, I should become closer to Krishna. I should more surrender to Krishna. That is actually what is the purpose for which it is created, the problem or the situation.
Okay. Thank you so much. Right.
So there is one question in the chat box. What should be our stand as devotee with regard to homosexuality in general in present time and circumstances? For us, sex life, according to us, four regulative principles is applicable for everyone, right? So regulative principle is whatever you are homosexual or heterosexual or whatever, you have to follow for regulative principles. Now in homosexuality, there is no begetting children. So that means you should not do it. For them, it is not possible only for them to get attracted to opposite gender. Female, some may have both, but some of them they don't get attracted only. So where is the question of begetting children in that case? So for them, what we say is okay, follow for regulative principles. It will not go away from them because the they're born with that psychology only. It's difficult for them. And they can live with some of the people of that, but in a spiritual way, not in a material way. Or they can just keep distance from everyone and practice individually. That is much more safer for. But the mentality to enjoy is there for everyone, but that does not stop them from practicing Krishna consciousness. We also have a desire to enjoy to some degree. So the demonic mentality is there for us also. That is little more gross. We have to appreciate the devotional aspect. They are practicing devotion very nicely. We should appreciate, we should encourage, and we can guide. That's not wrong. They are devotees. We should also treat them like devotees, and we can also have some exchanges of giving prasadam and all these things. Six loving exchanges we can do with them, and we can encourage. So there is no restriction in practice, but for regulative principles is for everyone. So they have to practice. And now in the society, when they are there and they're 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 marrying and all these things, we have to say that we have to be sympathetic that they cannot stay in marrying a woman. And sometimes this happened also in ISKCON. They forcefully got a man married to a girl, and both are devotees only. But later on, they thought that okay, now he is having a problem, and we'll get him married, and maybe in future it will be solved. But it didn't get solved, and unfortunately, the life of that girl got destroyed in the sense that what can be done. So this is another thing that is happening, and many people are having. So we should never do such marriages. This is not recommended. Many people they tried this, and later on they come to know that this fellow is not at all attracted only, and become big mess for both of their life, and many people got affected. And another problem that is happening is they lost their potency because of extra enjoyment in the previous lives. They lose their potency, they become impotent. And this is another big problem that is happening in society. Access anything, you damage the system, and people are damaging the systems very badly. Yeah. So we are sympathetic. We will not, we will say our opinion when they ask, we say our opinion is anything sex itself is for us, we say it is not. It means if they ask our opinion, we should tell that, yeah, for us, it is only for begetting children. So even legal, illegal, everything is illegal only for us. We say this is our stand. We can take stand, but don't say in the media, you will become unpopular. We say, like, if I take a public stand, we should never do it. Personally, we can have a stand. In public, we say we are okay, we are neutral. Always we should take a neutral stand in public. We should not give judgment. Personal opinion, if very personal relation, personal thing is there, that time we can tell. Because if I am putting tilak and all these things, then the people who are in this category, they will feel offended. And nowadays there is a big, like big company owners. They are like big CEOs in America and all. They are having this problem. They don't consider it's problem. But what they are doing, they spend, because their companies are in India, they spend millions of dollars, 3 day, 4 day, 5 days workshops. In what? There is seminars and there things where they're trying to promote in the sense they say it's a common, you should accept them, you should be positive, whatever, all these things, and people come and give a talk on it. And then nowadays some people are some media influencers, they're publicly announcing, yes, I am this, and this is the trend that is happening. So we just have to say okay, we are neutral, but We are not neutral. We have a stand, and that's the stand is what Prabhupada is giving here. We are not neutral with this, but publicly we should say yes, we are neutral because that is good for our preaching. This is a preaching strategy. That's all. Okay. I am sorry for having this class, but I thought this is we should have our stand in this regard. Thought of clearing your doubts in terms of psychologically, philosophically, and socially our stand. Any questions, comments? We will one. We'll take one purport and we'll end with Prabhupada's comments. The Lord, who can distinctly see the minds of others, perceived Brahma's distress, said to him, "Cast off this impure body of yours." Thus, commanded by the Lord, Brahma cast off his body. Lord is described here by the word Viviktadhyatma Darshanaha. If anyone can completely perceive another's distress without doubt, it is Lord Himself. This is so nice. If someone is in distress and want to get relief from his friend, sometimes so happens that the friend does not appreciate the volume of distress he is suffering. And only Lord can appreciate, Lord understands. But for the Supreme Lord, it is not difficult. The Supreme Lord's Paramatma is sitting within the heart of every living entity and it directly perceives the exact cause of distress. This is so nice. Prabhupada is giving such nice purport. Lord knows, only one person knows actually how much we are going through. That's why He never judges. If you have a good intention to come to Him, no matter how much mischief you are doing, this is no problem. Bhagavad Lord says, Sarvasya Chaham Hridisannivishtu. I am sitting in everyone's heart, and because of me, one's remembrance and forgetfulness occurs. Thus, whenever one fully surrenders unto Supreme Lord, one finds that He is sitting within one's heart. He can give us direction how to get out of danger or how to approach Him in devotional service. The Lord, however, asked Brahma to give up his present body because it has created the demonic principle. According to Sridhar Swami, Brahma's constant dropping of his body does not refer to his actual giving up his body. Rather, he suggests that Brahma gave a particular mentality. So, this is the point. So, Brahma is giving up his mentality. So, mentality means the subtle body. Mind is a subtle body of living entity. We may sometimes be absorbed in some thought which is sinful. But if we give up the sinful thought, it may be said that we gave up the body. So, this is the point here. Brahma giving up body means giving up that mentality. So we also are giving up our bodies. Brahma's mind was not in correct order when he created the demons. It may have been full of passion and because the entire creation was passionate, therefore such passionate sons were born. It follows that any father and mother should also be careful while begetting children. The mental condition of the child depends upon the mental status of his parents at the time of conception. According to Vedic system, therefore, the Garbha Sanskara or the ceremony for giving birth a child is observed. Before getting a child, one has to sanctify his perplexed mind. And the parents engage their minds in the lotus feet of Lord and is in such a state the child is born. Naturally, good devotee children come. When the society is full of such good population, there is no trouble from demonic mentalities. So this point, tomorrow I will take care of it uh, more elaborately. Little bit I wanted to add in because it's already time. So we will end here. Thank you all very much. If there is no questions, we will end. Grantara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.